News from the week, or any news and notes from inside the camp of the week?
We've had a good training week so far. I mean, this is the last day of training here before we travel tomorrow. We've got a couple of injuries we might have picked up at the weekend, but we're leaving it as late as possible to decide on who travels, and want to go there with the strongest team because we need a win.
It's kind of a weird next 2 weeks with both the games being on Fridays. Does that change much in here other than kind of just moving the week up a day?
No, yeah, weeks up a day. The thing that people know about when you're in the season, you're working 7 days a week. Sunday becomes a recovery. Now it'll be Saturday a recovery, Sunday will train.
Curious, have you been to Tulsa before, just in general?
No, never.
Anything you're looking to? Well, I mean, you don't really have time to go try things, but
yeah,
anything you've heard about the city?
No. I mean, obviously, we don't really get to see much of any of the cities we go into. We're at the hotel, so I won't really get a chance to walk around. Even though somebody did say to me, I think there's a really good breakfast spot we can go to, but we'll get breakfast at the hotel.
Playing on a baseball field again, first time since Memphis, but now they're kind of really in the middle of, I don't know if it's triple or double or whatever, A there. Challenges that presents that you've seen before? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, the pitch is a little bit narrower than what we played on, so we look at the measurements of the field in relation to style of play from both ourselves and the opposition. We've also had a look at the fixtures from what the baseball team have had, and they've not been there, but we don't know what the training schedule's been. So we know that the field's not just been stitched in, day or hours before. So that might give it a little time to bed in. So we're aware of the challenges that faces, but sometimes challenges can be excuses, or they can be an opportunity to ride out.
Last few years, Tulsa's been a team we've seen twice because they've been in the East, now they're in the West, and this is the only time you see them. When you look at them, what do you see as maybe challenges they present?
I mean, they're a good team. They're on a really good run of form as well, so that's good. Like the results have been good recently. They've got a good centre forward that they play into. I worked with one of the players that they've got, Pacheco, last year at Minnesota. He was on our second team, so we know quite a bit about them. But again, it's down to us and what we do.
This past weekend was only the second time you haven't scored a goal this season, but I think the chances have been there always. How do you feel that sort of the forward line with Romario coming in and all the guys kind of gelling together, how do you think that's going lately?
It's going okay. Like I said, we're creating chances, we're just not scoring them. Disappointed that we're not scoring. I don't like not scoring a goal. I think it's important, and especially at home, that we score a goal. The fans come to see goals. Big part of the way I am. I want to create chances and score goals, and when we don't, it's really disappointing. The 2 times you haven't have been at home, so that's on us. Apologise to the supporters for that, because you turn up, you want to see a goal going in. But we were played against a really good team at the weekend, and that's somebody what we need to try and get towards. And again, the chances that we had early on, well, I thought we started the game terribly, but then we started creating chances, and if we'd have scored them, you never know what the opposition reacts to, and could have been a different outcome. But again, goals are things what we want to be able to achieve. Twice in a season, not doing it so far, I think that's pretty good, but we need to be back on track, especially when we play at home.
Kind of moving down the field a little bit, how do you feel that since the absence of Jack, kind of Cam and Lawrence and maybe the insertion of Gibbo kind of off the bench a couple of times has worked?
Well, it's gone okay, and prior to the game, because we lost the game, everybody's saying how good Lawrence Wooten's been. Then we lose the game, and is it working? So it's going okay. We've got a long season. We've got games ahead of us, and when we get down to that critical stage, Jack will be back, Aidan Quinn will be back. Hopefully we'll have healthy bodies across the board, and we'll not go into them games with any fear or any negative attitude. We want to go into them games irrespective of what's gone on previously, whether we've won multiple games prior, like the previous run that we had, or we've gone down in games. We'll still approach them last few games in order to get us momentum to try and get into the playoffs.
And then one more move down on the back line. You had a couple of injuries there, but guys have seemed to kind of come in and out seamlessly. How do you feel that kind of the general rotation back there has been? I
think, again, with the midfield, I think as long as everybody knows how we want to play, and that's the work that we do on the training ground, and the staff and myself, organise that, with relation to that. Everybody needs to know that if one man goes down, one man goes in. And again, the defenders have done a really good job of, just floating in, coming back out, and we've got Callum back fully healthy now. He was on the bench at the weekend, but he wasn't healthy enough, I think, to start or even we were using him in an emergency. But he's back healthy now, so we might rotate a few other things around in the back three.
Anything else you want to add?
Well done to Celtic beating Man City 4-3.